a better shot.
I echo what I said for FaZe going against Immortals. Really just needed to probably study a whole lot of Complexity's footage, come up with some set plays, some things that are definite tendencies, things they can exploit, and really try to expand on those and convert them into some sort of win somewhere here. They can guarantee that they will know what 2 maps are, so you can really boil it down to focusing on those 2. Because in general, when you are, I hesitate to say outclassed, but it would be accurate. I mean, perhaps Citizen7 with as much time to synergize and practice as Complexity had, we wouldn't be saying that, but that's not the case. Citizen7 in a tough situation. There are many of them coming from school. They're not used to playing some of these roles, or maybe not that they're not used to it, but so much that it isn't kind of what they usually do.
Right.
Meanwhile, Complexity's been together for a while, so
yeah,
it's just you're fighting from a horrible disadvantage immediately there. Now, Complexity does have a lot to lose out of this match, and Citizen7 perhaps just has much to gain, but nothing to really lose. Maybe a little bit to lose on their side. That's an environment where Citizen7 can relax and play to the best of their ability, and perhaps Complexity might shut down under the pressure. We're going to find out real soon. Is Complexity just going to take their standard Sombra offense here to Citizen7 on the first point of King's Row?
They are running that Sombra, and Citizen7 with a quad tank setup on the defensive end. Here we go, Winghaven just holding up on the point by himself. Saipei is going to try and dismantle Winghaven a little bit, get him out of position, and give Citizen7 an opportunity to pick him off, but he hangs tight with the rest of the team. Torque is just working on that EMP. He's up to 80% already, so we should be seeing an EMP push come in very, very soon from Complexity. Can't stress enough, this is a must-win for Complexity. This match in general, good start as they take down Kayun. Hardblue gets the hook, and Shake got that Discord orb on him and finished him off. And the EMP comes out from the rest of Complexity. So far, only 1 kill. Nicholas may actually get demeched right here as they pressure in heavily inside of the hotel. Protege's using that Earth Shatter as they're looking for the rest of C7 to follow up, and they are indeed doing that. Dogman, Pibamitsu, both able to get kills onto the Complexity players. Now Winghaven might end up being a pretty late pick as Kayun comes through, though Shake is going to use that Transcendence to make sure that their Reinhardt stays alive in this fight, and Nicholas is about to get demeched yet again, but Citizen7 doing a good job of holding on. They let Complexity get 2 ticks, but they do hold on to the point, so a good start here for them.
Especially it looked like some of the momentum Complexity got hold on. Winghaven landing an Earth Shatter, but following immediately thereafter an exchange of Reinhardts.
There will be Proteges and Winghaven both going down, as you said, but now Pibamitsu trying to keep himself alive. A good sound barrier from Dogman to make sure his team stays alive right here. Joe Meister going to use a sound barrier of his own as Complexity comes through to clean up on the rest of the Citizen7 players that are left out there. Kayun had used his Graviton Surge, but to no avail really, as Complexity finally caps off this first point. Nicholas is just sending forward, seeing maybe if he could finish off Proteges, but that'll have to wait for now, as Complexity starting off good here on the offense.
Complexity rolling into the streets phase with a self-destruct and Transcendence only. But Torque, you know he's going to get that EMP real fast. They're going to take that to Citizen7 in the streets, probably mid-street phase. Citizen7 with a nano boost. And Pibamitsu may be getting a whole hog in this next fight. I don't think anything else is going to roll out for them, so Complexity probably just going to cruise through the streets phase here.
Well, Protege is very far forward and didn't have the support of the rest of his team, really. It's a bit of a misplay on the C7 side. That's just going to give Complexity a lot of ground through this streets phase for free. I'm not sure exactly what the thought process was for C7, but Hardblue gets the hook as well, and I think Harb actually may end up going down here. He's very hurt, does get finished off, but so does Pibamitsu, so they trade 1 for 1. The C7 respawns should be coming through for the most part. EMP is used by Complexity, though, and Shake will use Transcendence just to make sure that they can come out on top of this fight. Protege is getting healed up, but finished off in the end. And as Complexity picks up all the kills here, that should be a second point. Pretty easy for them, as they do cap it off in 4 minutes, 30 seconds to move it into the last point. Saipei a late pick as well.
Citizen7 now. 4 big ultimates possible for this next fight. They're going to have to use them aggressively because CompLexity so far has just been walking through King's Row, and they still have an Earthshatter on their side and a Self-Destruct, and continuing to just roll unabated.
They send Whole Hog forward. Now there's actually going to be an Earthshatter out from Proteges. He is still really hurt himself, but the kills from C7 will come through regardless as they play very aggressively. Right there, it's good preemptively. Just going in C7 and getting the kind of the first step on CompLexity, and now they'll at least slow them up a bit, but EMP is going to be up pretty soon for CompLexity, probably for this next fight, but C7's going to have some tools in their kit as well to work with for the fight at least. That EMP could be all CompLexity needs. As they start to posture coming into the point. Torque is in just trying to build those last couple of percentage points, and he will have that EMP right now. Joe Meister even with the sound barrier to follow it up, so here they go. Oh, Kayun was looking for the Graviton, but he didn't. He couldn't set it off because of the EMP. 2 kills for CompLexity. Dogman got Winghaven, but that's the only kill that C7 has been able to find thus far. 3 kills for CompLexity on top of this, so the EMP paying off, and Torque is just pressing forward right here. He wants to get this hack onto Proteges, and the bubble comes out in time, so we'll have to translocate back to safety. And Nicholas with the self-destruct is going to come through, and now a Graviton Surge. Proteges pressing forward. He's should get taken care of pretty easily. He didn't have a whole lot of support with him other than a bubble from Kayun. CompLexity looking to finish this one off as they get a couple of kills. Dogman himself should be finished off as Torque picks up 2, and now the hack on Apibamitsu is able to actually get his ultimate off in time, and the Dragon Blade from Saipei is going to attempt to save this for Citizen7. 2 kills for Saipei, comes back in, but a hammer right in his face. That's not going to turn out too well. C7, though, looking as if they'll be able to hold on.
Oh, barely. At that CompLexity, looked like they had a lot of momentum going into that, but just getting dismantled in a couple different ways. Torque trying to hack Proteges, and the bubble coming out was a bit of a disruption to their plan. Perhaps, well, though, they will have another EMP in this next fight, along with probably an Earthshatter, Transcendent, Self-Destruct, and a Whole Hog. Really everything besides Joe Meister's sound barrier. And Citizen7 on the other hand, they're working with basically nothing. Perhaps Kayun can get his pulse bomb in time.
Oh, Hardblue unfortunately getting charged right there, though, and it's definitely going to stall CompLexity out a little bit longer. Citizen7's done a good job of kind of getting themselves back into it here and just stalling out some of that time, some of the time bank that CompLexity was in the process of building up. So a lot of ultimates at the ready for CompLexity, but Citizen7 has got quite a few themselves. Now EMP's looking to come in. Is going to get quite a few caught up in that. Here comes Earthshatter paired up with it. Self-destruct in the back. Won't find anything, but now counter self-destruct out from the side of Citizen7. There is going to be a Transcendence used. But CompLexity investing a lot into this fight, and so far haven't really been able to, I mean, they are moving that cart forward, but the Earthshatter from Proteges doesn't really find all that much himself. But Apibamitsu sent forward with the nano boost shortly after ejected from his mech, so they are still battling it out on the cart. 40 seconds for CompLexity to work with right here. Proteges charging forward, and they aren't really doing a good job of stalling CompLexity right now. Saipei, though, who is going to be a late pick, and now there's going to be a sound barrier for CompLexity. Both teams using sound barriers. 1 player down apiece. CompLexity getting another one, taking down Proteges. That is a big kill to get, especially since he was so close to his Earthshatter. Citizen7 trying to hold on right here. Nicholas doing a good job of pressuring her line, making sure that there's no good heals coming from in the back. Good job from Nicholas, but CompLexity brings it home. That is very, very good pressure coming out from Nicholas onto the Ana, really stalling out a lot of those players from Citizen7 in the back, and allows CompLexity to cap it out.
And momentum from CompLexity getting drained by some pretty basic plays from Citizen7, charging, counter-charging at the right times, basically just picking up a few kills here and there with some pretty simple things, not breaking out a whole lot of ultimates to really capitalize on it. None of the grand strategy you're used to, just slipping in through the cracks of CompLexity and finding what they needed to delay it for several minutes.
Yeah, good job from C7. I mean, they started off rough, you know, real rough. CompLexity had a lot of time to work with through most of that, and C7 definitely stalled him out on the last point. CompLexity do cap with 2.2 seconds left, though, so even if C7 comes through to the end and caps all 3 points with time left in the bank, CompLexity will at least get a shot to push again themselves, have a second offense. That's really big that they were able to cap the final point with some time left, and it wasn't in overtime. So a change of sides coming through, and well, what do you know, pretty standard setup so far from CompLexity. They will be putting Torque on the 76 though, rather than running a quad tank. In this scenario, as you would suspect, well, Torque's actually on Winston now. I think they might be anticipating
Saipei's Genji, just chase him around the whole time.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, it's
if they do that with Winston, that's a pretty strong statement about what they think the dynamics of Citizen7 are. I'm not sure that would be accurate, even if Saipei was running Genji. I don't necessarily think, as much as a show as Saipei puts on, I don't think he is the team, and I don't think switching to Winston would be, as a hard counter there, would necessarily be the proper answer. However, I'm not completely against Winston. Winston landing in the right place is clutch. In some situations, we saw it yesterday come up pretty big, but just generally not in the meta that you see so much lately. But jumps on the right person, and you're going down quick.
This quad tank for Citizen7, so no Genji on the field that CompLexity was trying to counter. So right now, Citizen7 making their way onto the point, and the jump in from Torque is going to initiate, but he is very hurt. That's a problem. I mean, he just got melted as soon as it was up, and now 2 kills for Citizen7. Torque and Shake are down, and a very clear advantage for Citizen7, and Winghaven's on the point by himself. Should be an easy cleanup for the rest of Citizen7 there. The the preemptive Winston pick not paying off for CompLexity. They could have sworn there was going to be a Genji out there, and now Torque making a switch over to Tracer.
We're also kind of leading the fight with Winston from a defensive position, which is just kind of setting up Citizen7 for some pretty easy picks and burning a lot of the escapes, jumping in so flat, not burning some of the time on the cooldown in the fall or anything like that. Really just kind of giving it to Citizen7 on the first point with that situation. Winston on the first point of Kings Row from defense, not necessarily something that can work out from the offensive position in an overtime. Sure, that's pretty critical. If people are staggered, he can clean up quite a bit, but either way, that's off the table. A Graviton coming out for the side of CompLexity as they're trying to slow down Citizen7 here. Citizen7 now down 2. Hardblue and Winghaven. Hardblue again following up, cleaning up 3 as Citizen7 falling back now. They're going to have 3 ultimates in the next fight, make that 4. Meanwhile, CompLexity, they will have an Earthshatter and probably a Blizzard. Those are both pretty devastating on their own. Perhaps a Graviton or a Sound Barrier in the next one. There's actually a lot of tools for both teams to work with here, so it's going to go to whoever's really able to get the most efficiency out of them, which is kind of obvious, but usually that comes with the team that likes to set the tempo and engage on their own terms.
Here we go, Kayun looking for the Graviton. He gets a lot of bodies put up in it, though. The wall comes up to mitigate a lot of damage. There's a big biotic that landed in the middle of CompLexity, though, and that will allow them to clean up on at least 3 kills right here. And Torque is still in the mix of things. Getting a hook is Pimamitsu. That is a team wipe, just about. There it is. A team wipe out from C7. Shutting down CompLexity, though. CompLexity didn't use a whole lot there, and they're going to have some pretty big ults to at least defend the next fight with.
The final link to the streets here. Citizen7 pretty far forward, so they do see exactly how much of CompLexity is coming around that corner. All of CompLexity, really, as they press into Citizen7, trying to deny Graviton coming out.
Well, there's going to be a Blizzard there as well. So many people caught in the middle of it. You got to clean up on that. Torque hits 2 with the Pulse Bomb. And Focus Fire. That is just going to steamroll C7 on that fight. There's really not much you can do with a Graviton like that on top of a Blizzard. Now they're going to stagger Saipei.
Press F to pay respects to Citizen7, but in particular, Saipei being held quite a long time. Man, you're adding in Mei to this whole song and dance. You gotta freeze a sleep target hook.
It's so...
If only they could heal their opponent, it would last forever.
Oh, man. Oh, Torque, though, getting hooked. And taken out by Pipamitsu. That might be a small window for C7. I mean, Torque's going to be able to get himself back very quickly, and CompLexity has the tools to delay this, so. But Protege's coming around this backside looking for the Earth Shatter. Does get Winghaven in it. Bubble out onto Winghaven, but charges him all the way across. No one around from CompLexity to be able to help the defense there. And Protege's just swinging away, gets Joe Meister. So it is going to be a late, it's going to be a late nano boost used onto Harblue. He's able to get 2 kills, and Torque is actually still on the point here. Saipei gets a nano boost himself to kill Torque, but players, Earth Shatter out from Winghaven. They might actually be able to convert a little bit. It's only Winghaven by himself, though. Well, that's the unfortunate part for CompLexity, as he is quite hurt and he's being chased down by Dogman at the moment. He's still managing to stay alive. Winghaven actually charging back into the point, kills Dogman, and CompLexity are still holding on right here, and they use the Graviton out from Harblue. Is there a follow-up? Nicholas, he's on the cart and is going to use a Blizzard. Beautiful stall out here from CompLexity. So many people caught in the Blizzard. Pipamitsu hanging on for dear life. And that will be CompLexity still holding here. I didn't know if they were going to be able to do it, but they do. In the end, Citizen7 so close to getting that next checkpoint. 1:20 to work with.
Winghaven coming up huge there, delaying for the longest time. I thought he was about to fall to that self-destruct.
Yeah.
Managed to get his shield around just in time. I mean, the pros, they all know the timing of it perfectly. Always makes me a little bit stressed out thinking if they're going to get it. And they always snap back just in time. It was also followed up by Harblue getting a bubble on him at the right time, and perhaps a questionable Graviton, but once you saw the Blizzard come out, you knew what was going to happen there. Citizen7 now rolling back into another offense here with 3 ultimates. They do have an Earth Shatter to work with. Winghaven's get very close to his own, though. Self-destruct landing in the front of Citizen7. Their shield's going to go away. Protege's all the way into the front line of the CompLexity. CompLexity's going to pick him up real quick.
Oh, my. Citizen7, they were off to a great start here, but now seeming to struggle just a bit. Oh, they are pressed so far forward, CompLexity too. 25 seconds for Citizen7.
Perhaps I'm sadistic, but I'm always happy to see Nicholas play Mei.
You are a terrible
I probably
person.
have to have a real dark spot in my soul to watch this, to really enjoy that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
you do. That's disgusting.
I'm certainly no angel.
That's also true. Here comes Citizen7. They use the, oh no, what a wall out. There is going to be Pipamitsu and his whole hog that is nano boosted, but there is going to be Earth Shatters, a whole chorus of ultimates. And CompLexity are just cleaning house, mopping the floor of Citizen7. They will be taking map 1 here on Kings Row. One more map and they will at least be looking good till later. In phases. It's going to be in phases court then if CompLexity wins the next map.
Did you hear the team kill sound?
Yeah.
Even at the end, just
another
wiped them clean, man. And I think a big part of it, time and time again, was the Nicholas May plays, especially the Blizzards. We saw 3 Blizzards.
It's just
where they just wiped the floor with them.
Yeah, there's so many different combinations you can use there with the wall, and it's great through the streets phase of Kings Row because those walls just separate teams so easily in the streets, whether it be at that first choke point in the arches after the first, after the first point, or just anywhere in the streets, really. Separate teams, get a couple picks, whatever, combine it with Graviton, Blizzards, and just, I mean, it's so tough to deal with.
We saw some great play out of CompLexity. Citizen7 looking better than we had seen them in previous days, getting some really good distance there on the offense. But Winghaven wanted to shut them down as CompLexity was able to hold on there on the defense. Get the win.
Winghaven pretty much kept them in this second point fight. He and just narrowly missed dying as well. I mean, he got sent off the cliff afterwards. Protege's was like, I'm tired of you. But, I mean, if it weren't for Winghaven and his Earth Shatter and just stalling, an ability to stay alive at that, I mean, it could be fault of Citizen7 for not killing him, but, I mean, just the fact that he stayed alive for as long as he did with the stalls, kept CompLexity in it, and very well done by Winghaven. It's a big play to make.
in Citizen7, we saw some great Roadhog play on both sides of the battlefield here between Harblue on offense and Mitsu on the offense as well. Had some great moments, some great whole hogs to keep them moving there in the streets phase. But just again, Mitsu and Saipei, not enough to carry Citizen7 right now.
They're just not quite on the level of the guys at CompLexity. I mean, it's
how could they be?
It comes to about I mean, that's the thing. It's just it kind of comes down to that black and white. Like they're just not quite up at that range of the guys at CompLexity, and that's fine. They're getting there over time. I mean, you've seen them get better and better as the tournament goes on. Citizen7. So I mean, they
were looking pretty good for the first like point and a half, and then just lost steam as they moved in. If they're able to kind of maintain that quality of play, then there'll definitely be a threat to look out for. We'll definitely see what they're going to pick for the next map. Probably Nepal.
It was Nepal.
That's what they pick
Nepal
every time.
is number 2.
Yeah,
so this
every time.
This is where Citizen7. I've said it multiple times. This is where they'll make their last stand, but this time it really is the last stand for Citizen7. If they lose here, they go home forever.
That's right. This is this is it for Citizen7 forever. Never to play Overwatch
I was going to say, what are you laughing at, man? That's some hardcore stuff. I'm looking at you because whether they win or lose, they're going home.
Yeah. Citizen7 trying to at least get a map win. Now I got the giggles.
I was going to say, you're in the delusional phase of the night where we start rounding just past the second half and everything gets funny.
You're going to have to start talking. I just need to get this out. Dying.
Well, just wait until somebody locks in Junkrat and starts slamming on the voice comms thing. You'll just be in stitches on the ground. Can't handle. Let's push the cart.
Telling you, it's the delusional point in the evening.
Apparently there was the wrong server, but that's what they said in my ear. But I'm pretty sure they're like, just make Gex stop laughing, please, please.
We have to come out. Thanks, admin. Back. Well, either way, it'll.
If they win here, they get to play one more, so they wouldn't be totally over. They would be over if they lose, though.
Oh, okay, we're going to get down to the granular parts of the games and the matches.
I was technically right.
Good job. Hey, let's take the small victories where you can.
That's right, of course.
Take them. But, yeah, Citizen7, I'd like to see them take a map. You know, at least make CompLexity sweat a little bit, because we talked about it again. Myself getting back into a bit of a serious note. CompLexity needs to win here, so
yes,
you know they got to win. I'd like to see C7 sweat, make them sweat a little bit.
Getting back to the serious here.
I can't. I'm delirious. Well, here we go. Nepal it is. This is Citizen7's favorite hangout after they lose the first map.
Oh,
they come
harsh.
What? I mean, this is where they like to come. This is.
Go back and re-listen to the rest of that sentence later tonight. You'll see what I'm talking about. We're gonna move on from that.
All right. Well.
Hey, I've let loose my few burns. I criticized Harblue on air. You know, that's a highway to the danger zone.
Yeah, you criticize Harblue on air, you get chat against you. I don't dare step in those waters. But here we go. Citizen7. Trying to get themselves a map win here. And they have Saipei. Winghaven narrowly missing, getting knocked off right there. And Saipei is going to be on that Reaper. As they do trade 1-for-1. Both Reinhardts are down off the start, but they are starting to press themselves towards the point at the moment. Still a big poke war, and Citizen7 take the point first. I mean, CompLexity, just no pressure on it, but they do trade 1-for-1. Harblue and Dogman out of it. There goes Kaiyun, so kind of a very scrappy fight at the moment, to be honest. What a charge from Proteges
from Winghaven too, reflexive to try and keep himself alive, but it's not going to be enough. Protege's getting a nano boost. He's going to start cleaning up the point here. Mitsu also back on point, and what looked like it was going to be CompLexity's one fight is still in favor of Citizen7. They're building points. They're up to 27, 28% now. CompLexity split, trying to press from two sides. Now they're okay. They're going to reunite, try and take the pillars and fight for the high ground, but Mitsu's looking to cut him off.
Here's Mitsu up top on it, and Torque did use the tack visor. He's in the back too for Torque, 3 for Torque off of the tack visor, the nano boosted tack visor at that. And Aligned quite hurt down there at the bottom. Nicholas is going to finish off that kill. C7 doing a great job of stalling the point so far. Finally, CompLexity is going to come through and get the cap. But
CompLexity
will finally get some time on the board.
And now stepping up to defend the choke that we've seen from them and a number of other people many times now over the Winter Premiere and previous tournaments. 3 ultimates, almost 4 for the side of CompLexity. Oh, try not to get that Graviton Swell. Going to put it to the wall.
2 Gravitons used on each side, and there's a self-destruct in the back from Nicholas that is able to get Pibamitsu. So 2 kills for CompLexity. That'll just be enough to send Citizen7 to the back here and go for the reset. So Winghaven with an Earth Shatter, that alone will be enough, or could be enough, to hold C7 off when they come through for the repush.
Citizen7, they have broken out Saipei on Reaper, and they do have a Nano Boost. If they can combine those, then they're definitely going to cut through the tanks as long as they can dodge Diva. Torque finding Proteges in the back. Shake landing one on Saipei. Saipei no longer a force in this fight. Was that a Boostio I just saw?
I think it may have been. Joe Meister gets Pibamitsu off of it, and well, that'll be CompLexity again. Was that a Boostio?
They really need to record an actual Boostio voice line. Like, just as soon as he gets it, he screams Boostio in game.
Yeah, something. I mean, either way, CompLexity, they're gonna hang on for now. 70% and counting. Saipei is still on that Reaper. Looking for his opening, though. Citizen7 really pressuring the point, and CompLexity are going to be coming back. Good boop, though, to get Winghaven off of the map. Pibamitsu doing some work right there, and allows Citizen7 to recapture the point. The sound barrier used an attack visor, the nano visor actually, from Torque, but found no value off of it, and C7 are striking back for the time being. His Torque just goes for the reset. And
there's something incredibly amusing to me about how Soldier 76 moves most of the time. Like, I forget, I was sitting there on one match and I saw Soldier 76 run by my face and do a rocket jump. There's something at an angle, it just looks so goofy on its own.
Yep. And him just running to his death.
I'll have to find it. I think I recorded it somewhere. It's hilarious on its own. CompLexity now starting to come back to try and retake the point from Citizen7. A Graviton landing in the middle of Citizen7. A Nano Boost for Saipei. Saipei's going to stay alive. He's going to try and Wraith form out of it. Winghaven starting to chase him back. Kayun, Pibamitsu all pouring it on. And Saipei picking up 4.
Oh boy. That's 5 in the end for Saipei. At the top of that, I mean, and Citizen7 is going to take the round off of it. What a clutch play out from Saipei. My goodness. That's going to put Citizen7 on the map right there. At first, I thought that whole thing was going to get burned. Oh, my goodness. What a Death Blossom. Oh, given the hay afterwards as well. That just won them the round right there. That was beautiful stuff. Saipei is going to be switching to Mei, at least for now, but at first I thought that whole Nano Boost that he got, well, I mean, the Nano Boost itself was pretty much used in full when Hard Blue put the Graviton down, and Saipei was just caught in the middle of it.
Yeah, that was just a regular Death Blossom.
Yeah, and just regular Death Blossom, and there was nothing there from CompLexity to be able to stop it. If one of those icicles hits, that would be incredible.
They ever come down? I thought they were just laser beams.
That's what I thought.
I never even thought to test it. I'm definitely doing that later.
Well, here we go. Citizen7 with the 1 round advantage right now. And Joe Meister is the first to fall here off a charge from Proteges. 2 kills for Citizen7. And Torque having to go for the rewind, but it is that 2-player advantage for C7. Make that 3, so definitely will be their point to get us kicked off here on the village stage.
Citizen7 drawing first blood again, taking the first point, or taking the point first here on the second stage of Nepal Village. Citizen7 is posturing up on the high ground. CompLexity starting to reform a little bit of feelers and forward information by Hard Blue. You can see them all assembling, getting ready to push through main. Pibamitsu here on the side, getting walled off and charged by Proteges.
Pibamitsu coming in for Winghaven, who is incredibly hurt at the moment, does get finished off by Kayun, so C7 doing a good job of holding for now. This Saipei Mei is working out quite well for C7 so far. These walls have been clutch, taking down Joe Meister, so Wiping Complexity off the map right there, 40% and counting for C7. They'll have a lot of big ultimates to defend with. I mean, you have Blizzard, Earth Shatter, just about up on Graviton. Those are all big CC ultimates for C7 to defend with.
And Complexity, really just a Pulse Bomb and a Nano Boost on their side. Hardblue still 30% away from a Graviton. They might be able to string that together here in a little bit, but this fight right now probably want to hold on to it unless they can find a good one on to Proteges. But Proteges already backing off. Complexity taking the high ground, pushing onto the point. Citizen7 continuing to pull them into a trap. Saipei getting ready to wall off Winghaven. Winghaven walking along to check his corners, but apparently Hardblue did not, and Hardblue's going to fall.
Oh, poor Hardblue. He's just like, please let me out. And what an Earth Shatter from Proteges, but he gets countercharged by Winghaven, I believe that was, and now it is just going to be all C7 cleaning up on Complexity right now. 85%, I mean, the guys from Complexity are going to have to get back to the point very, very quickly, and there's still so many ultimates up for Citizen7.
Complexity still with the Nano Boost and the Pulse Bomb, now joined by a Self-Destruct and Earth Shatter. They're going to have all 6. What are we listing them for? Hardblue's got to find a really big Graviton to keep them in this match.
This Nano Boost that Winghaven's going in with is going to have to be big as well. Here comes the, oh my goodness, the Blizzard out. They do trade a couple of kills. It's a 4v4. There's a self-destruct on the point. Nicholas and Torque working to get a couple of kills for Complexity, but they need to make something happen here as it is in overtime. Citizen7 at 99%. Dogman goes down to Nicholas. Winghaven still on the point as Kayun comes back in with a Nano Boost. And Citizen7 are getting all of the kills right here. They take a 2-0 lead. Citizen7, here we go.
Kayun throwing out that last Graviton at eye level, getting swallowed by Complexity. I thought that was possibly going to be the end of their chances to hold on to that point for that engagement, but they're able to pull it out, no problem.
Well, this is an unusual spot we have ourselves in here. C7 on the verge of taking it, and it's a beautiful thing because Complexity now are certainly on the ropes on this map.
Complexity needs this match. I want to reiterate that as many times as possible. They can't be sleeping here. They can't just be surrendering or giving up and perhaps not care about it. There's no excuses here. They have to be trying as hard as possible. Citizen7 is honestly just performing very, very well right now, breaking Complexity down a number of times. Saipei playing his Mei, finding a number of ways of isolating Complexity there in the last one, and now meeting here on the middle of Shrine. Pibamitsu starting off. Proteges not landing a charge. Both teams a little bit neck and neck here as Nicholas finds Dogman in the back. That's going to start tipping things into Complexity's favor. Hardblue also picking up Saipei. Torque starting to try and get out. Proteges going for a bad charge. Going to get taken down by Torque. Aligned now is next on the chopping block as Torque continues his reign of terror.
There we go. Complexity coming out strong on this stage of Nepal, and they will get the point first here as they strike. Saipei is playing the Genji this time and very close to the Dragon Blade already. And they're just setting up for now. Both teams going to be poking around at each other, but that Dragon Blade is up for Saipei at the moment. Alliance soon is going to have the, well, he's not even going to wait for the Nano Boost. Saipei just immediately going into the back, getting onto the squishies, taking down two, Shake and Torque. Both finished off by Saipei here as he's looking to take Joe Meister as well, but he was so hurt, and Complexity comes through, destroying C7 after the Dragon Blade was up. They will continue to hold on here at 40%, and that will just keep on ticking till C7 can come back. But some pretty big ults soon to be up for Citizen7. So they're going to have four.
Yeah. Four of the most powerful ones they have aside from Dragon Blade. Complexity, really only two available in this next fight. So Citizen7 looking like they're very strong to take back this point. Start building some of their own capture here. Kayun or Proteges letting loose that Earth Shatter, not connecting. Winghaven throwing out his.
Man.
And all of Complexity collapsing onto Citizen7. 4, now 5 falling down.
That is a big one coming off from Complexity right there. And Citizen7, well, they started off so good on Nepal here. Not on this stage, but they started off this map beautifully. They have a 2-0 lead, but Complexity are finally working back. It is 85%. One last chance for Citizen7 to get into this map, as they do have the Graviton to work with, but already Hardblue is going to be using his Graviton, and now Kayun using his as well. They trade 2 for 2 to start off this fight as Winghaven's looking to move forward. Hardblue taken out by Pibamitsu. They are going to keep going at it on the point. Saipei using that Dragon Blade just to make sure that C7 can try and get this point back. They certainly have a numbers advantage, though. Actually, Saipei goes down right at the end, but they trade it with Torque, and C7's got the presence on the point. They will at least capture here and get themselves on the board.
I don't know if the crouching trick really works against D.Va. All you're doing is toggling your head into a headshot. Just shotguns, man.
Yeah, not... I guess it's worth a shot at least, but... Well, here we go. C7's going to have to hold for quite a long time. And they do have map point, but CompLexity looking to be dominant so far in this, and Winghaven's just about to have Earth Shatter, so be looking to that one. Shake is going to send it off onto Torque, the Nano Visor. The sound barrier comes out for Citizen7, but Winghaven actually goes down, so does Hardblue. So the C7 looks as though they are going to be able to hang on here. 3 kills in their favor. Will make CompLexity go back to the drawing board.
It's swinging things drastically back in the favor of Citizen7. They're going to have 4 ultimates up in this next fight, and CompLexity with really only 1. It is Winghaven's Earthshatter. Hardblue closing in on a Graviton as well, but Citizen7 here at match point. CompLexity, you can't be playing around with this. You got to be keeping your ultimate economy up. Citizen7 so far looking hot. It looks like they're going to be able to keep CompLexity staggered, and right now looking for another Graviton.
There we go. Kayun's going to set it off. 3 caught inside of it. Here is the self-destruct. Winghaven getting a shield there just in time to help Hardblue, who also had a shield of his own. Saipei goes down first thanks to Joe Meister. Earth shatters galore on both sides. Proteges, who's going to get charged all the way into the back. He's so hurt. And he should get finished off there by Winghaven. Indeed, he will. And CompLexity looking to retake this point here and finish it off, as they've gotten well, most of Citizen7 down at this point, and someone's going to have to go and touch this point, but I don't think anyone will be around from C7. Saipei makes his way onto the point just in time, but melted quickly. And that should, well, they keep getting someone on the point to touch it at least, but they're just trickling in, and they're really never going to be able to end up winning this fight, I don't think, unless a miracle happens for C7, and that should seal the deal right there, as... Dogman's trying to get back on, but keeps getting knocked away. CompLexity get themselves around on Nepal here. Still 2-1 for Citizen7. They have the map point.
Citizen7 not following up that last Graviton. That's probably the biggest problem in the last engagement for them. If they had followed that up pretty effectively, there's a chance they might be sitting as victorious of Nepal right now. Winghaven absolutely shredding them, and I believe that was the second defense, because the first one lasted quite a long time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they definitely looking a lot better on Nepal here, Citizen7. CompLexity working back into this match over time, but this is where C7 took their first round, and they're running Saipei this time on the Genji rather than the Reaper. We'll see how this pays off for them, as both teams are going to be duking it out on this pillar side. And Torque and company are going to have better shield break power, especially Nicholas playing Pharah now as well on the side of CompLexity. The double DPS setup, and they are just pounding damage into Citizen7 at the moment. Rockets into the back. Dogman is going to fall as well, so CompLexity getting all the frags here to start it off. Nicholas with many of them for himself. They do get Winghaven right at the end, but still. Point first will go to CompLexity. And it's time for the regroup, as this double DPS comp coming out with some fire for CompLexity to kick us off.
And CompLexity will be looking for an Earthshatter in this next fight. Citizen7 working on their own. They might get it in time, but there's still a number of others building behind CompLexity to give them advantage. That Earthshatter whiffing, not coming up with anything. Winghaven now backed off in a corner. Winghaven going down to Pibamitsu.
Now here comes, it's going to be Proteges. They got Joe Meister down. That's easy pickings for Citizen7, and they retake the point. CompLexity only able to get 29%. And they are just looking to set up their defenses right now, as they're soon to have a Nano Blade at the ready for C7. That'll be their big ult to use in this next fight, but Hard Blue soon. There's going to be some good combinations coming out for CompLexity soon as well, but here's the Nano Blade. Saipei gets one. He's able to take two out of it as he gets Shake and helps for a couple more kills on top of that, and the right click straight into Joe Meister's dome, and even getting Hard Blue at the end. Beautiful stuff from Saipei and company. And that will be the reset coming through, but Saipei making it happen again with the Nano Blades. So much damage to everybody in this fight.
Protege's charge, taking two people into an area for Saipei to help clean up.
And now, oh no, completely eaten the Graviton from Hard Blue, but it doesn't matter. CompLexity are still getting all the kills right here, as they pretty much wipe C7 off of the map. I've seen Hard Blue get quite a few Gravitons eaten over the past couple days here, but that's all right. As long as CompLexity comes out on top of the fight, that's what matters for them. But C7, first good strike there, 55% on the board.
CompLexity, Earth Shatter, Sound Barrier on their side. Shake working towards a Nano Boost. CompLexity just trying to stave off Citizen7, keep them held in this choke so they can expand this and bring this series to a tie on Nepal. Citizen7, though, they do have 5 ultimates of their own, almost 6 to work with. Saipei coming in already.
Torque is the first to go down. C7 with 2 picks for themselves. There will be attack visor out from Kayun, who made the switch over to 76 to try and deal with that Nicholas Farah. And Kayun actually gets the better of him there, takes down Joe Meister as well. C7 will regain control of the point. Hard Blue using a Graviton right here, and he will get the Nano Boost. Hard Blue with 3 off of that Graviton. And he should be able to pick up this frag onto Pibamitsu as well. Good stuff from Hard Blue, allowing CompLexity to retake the point. And it's going to be just a couple more fights, really, in this map.
Draining a ton of ultimates out of the side of Citizen7 in that last engagement as well. They will, however, have a Nano Blade, and Saipei came up huge with that last time, so look at it. Oh, but he's going to get taken down immediately by Torque.
He is completely shut down. Luckily for him, he didn't pull the blade out the whole way, so he'll at least have it for, I mean, one more fight, but I don't even think they're going to get another fight, as they seriously need to get back there right now and get someone on the point. There will be a Graviton from Hard Blue. Yet again, nobody was around for C7. CompLexity starting to turn the tables here. We're all tied up at 2 on Nepal. Next round is going to decide whether C7 can pull out a map against CompLexity, or if that is said and done for them. But Hard Blue is making some pretty big plays throughout the entirety of this match, using Graviton right there very aggressively with low health, got the Nano Boost, was able to pick up on 4 kills, and allowed CompLexity to retake the point and then hold it, take that stage. We are tied 2-2.
Back to Village. Citizen7 was dominant on this the first time around, but CompLexity perhaps breaking out their own Mei. Something ironic about CompLexity getting carved up by a Mei on Village. CompLexity, yep, definitely going to run it. Nicholas on Mei, Hard Blue on Zarya, Torque, Soldier 76. It's not exactly, but it's very similar to a comp. I've always loved to watch CompLexity play on Nepal.
And that wall immediately is going to shut out CompLexity now. Now the counter wall coming through, and that should be a couple of kills secured for CompLexity. Yeah, look at Torque, he's just cleaning it up. Kayun and Proteges both down. That was a beautiful wall right back in the face of Citizen7. Nicholas just getting those right clicks all day long. Getting 2 good kills, and that is...
Yeah, I'm a terrible person. That was highly enjoyable.
I can agree a little bit. That was pretty good.
Honestly, I still laugh when it happens to me. I don't know what it is. There's something about Mei and just how frustrating it is for most people that I just find incredibly comical.
Oh, I just laugh or yell when it happens to me. I'm a salty person. Either way, Winghaven.
Well established.
Yeah, everybody around here knows. And Winghaven with 2 kills for himself, though. And that is, again, going to shut Citizen7 out of this fight. Time to go back to the drawing board. And ultimates are starting to come online. Now keep an eye on these. Winghaven with the Earth Shatter, which will be quite big for CompLexity holding on here. They have a strong advantage off the start. I mean, they're going to be 50% and counting, and they will have potentially better ultimates to hold on to the fight with coming up.
Harblue and Nicholas combining theirs in this next fight will certainly wipe everything, but instead it's going to be Torque meeting up with Shake as he goes ham on everybody, piling it on, but he's actually going to get booped off by Dogman.
Oh, gets booped off at the end, but that's all right. It's worth. He got 3 picks off of that, 3 kills off of the TAC visor, the Nano visor, and that is well worth it for Torque, especially with how quick he can get back to the point. It's going to be 75%. Citizen7 is really gotta kick it into high gear right now.
4 going to be online for CompLexity in this next fight. And Citizen7, while they're nearing 5, they're a little bit lower. So Citizen7 perhaps needing to buy a little bit of time, but Protege is not going to have that. He's going to charge right in.
Nicholas, Blizzard at the ready. This is bad news for C7. He's going to go ahead and get that, get the wall up. There's a Graviton, self-destruct, and the Blizzard on the point. That should allow CompLexity to just clean up on everybody. 2 kills for CompLexity. That should be a secured win for them. Citizen7 not quite going to be able to take a map off of CompLexity. They were very, very close. But in the end, CompLexity getting the reverse sweep on Nepal. And now it is in phases. The ball is in phases court, to say the least.
The reverse sweep on Nepal, but the sweep in the series. Citizen7 was the best showing they've had on Nepal to date, but well done to them. Thank you for playing. GG's.